team than the 2-9 record would indicate. Uh, they're 2-9, but 5 of those losses are forfeits. I'm not sure what they've been doing or what was going on within the organization. Maybe they had some issues, but they haven't been able to play. And when they have played, they've lost to either very good teams or they have beaten decent teams. For example, they beat the Osprey earlier in the season. So I think they have the potential to win tonight. It's just, do they show up and want to?
Okay, so these teams are better than their lower record would uh, suggest. And so, like, going into more of the stats, right? Like, we have the Geese, right? Like, Bunce is over a goal per game. Cyan's a little bit down there in his stats, but I've seen him play, and he's still a great player, and I think that he could probably compete. I don't watch these games a lot. I don't, like, do any of that, so, I mean, like, this is a little bit out of the territory for me, but, like, looking at these stats, like, these two teams still look like they have pretty good, like, they can compete in this league, even if they haven't played as many games or haven't won as many games as some of the other teams.
Right, but I think that's where you got to be careful about looking at the stats, especially for these teams. Bunce, he has good stats, but he reminds me of Cream off the Trojans. Cream obviously voted for a All-Star slot, but he has 2 games played. Bunce, same thing. I think he has 3 games played. So it's not necessarily hard to get good stats if you barely play any games.
Okay.
So I think you got to be careful about that. And on the flip side, Tigers, right? Plasma, their top ranked player, you'd think he'd have good stats. He hasn't played at all. Now, I believe he got traded earlier in the season to that team or just picked up by that team. I'm not quite certain on the familiar on the situation of why he has not played.
Okay.
But, certainly if Bunce shows up tonight and plays, that's one thing. And I think the Geese will have a super edge if he does. But will he play, right? The Geese, they've spread out their roster really hard. They all have a good number of games played other than maybe Bunce, who has the lowest. So if he shows up tonight, I think this will be a much more in favor of the Geese. But if he doesn't, I still think this might be a toss-up depending on who the Tigers can field.
Okay. So I believe last week, Sunday, right? We came on and talked about AAA a bit and AA. So what has changed since then in this league?
Well, I think this has already happened when we talked about it before, but a big development is obviously the Knights and the Trojans have evened up in their division.
Yeah.
That was very important, to both teams. Obviously, the Knights had dropped that game, and the Trojans had picked up a win. So they are that really it both hurts the Pioneers who have a very good shot at maybe a wild card slot, but it makes the Brawler division so much better to look at because now you're tied and every single game matters to both the Knights and the Trojans.
Okay.
So that happened. Bobcats, my team has pulled ahead to 10-2, tied with the Heat, and I believe we beat them, so we would take the game tire for number 1 in AAA. And head to head. But Heat again won their last game, so they pull ahead once again of the Star Conference, trying to separate themselves. Wild Division, like I just said, we beat the Osprey to take that 10-2, so that means the Wild Division is even more competitive than it was with the Geese tonight. If they take this game, they're tied with the Osprey as far as wins and losses, and only losing on the head-to-head. But it also means that the Vipers and the Owls suddenly have a whole lot better chance to catch up
Yeah.
in the Wild Division and take that second spot. So
So I
a lot of movement.
So what
Yeah.
it looks like right now is that, like, any team can really take that Wild division, which sort of reminds me of, I'm going to relate this back to my own league, Renegade, the Steel division, which is my division. Like, the Vikings are 6-6 on top, and then we have a 5-7 and a 4-7 team. So it's like pretty much any of those teams can still take it. Unfortunately, the bottom team is the Fireflies, and they are 0-12. I don't believe that they can come back, but still, it still reminds me a lot of that AAA Wild division because they pretty much every single team is still in that playoff race for that top spot.
Right. It's the weakest division, but because of that, it's also the most interesting. They're all
Yeah,
close to each other, close records. They each could take it from each other. You really will not know up until probably the end of the season who really pulls ahead because every time it looks like, the Vipers start to go on a tear, or the Ospreys start to solidify their position in first, they then drop a game or drop 2 games, and it suddenly becomes
right.
really competitive again. So
Yeah,
Wild Division is probably the most interesting to look at, but I will say it's probably the weakest too. And so I don't think it's a division that you would then go into playoffs and say, okay, whatever team won that, they earned their merit here and they're going to beat all the other teams. I think you're going to have to be careful about saying something like that, but it is fun to follow.
Okay. Is there any other, like, developments or, like, anything like that in AAA that you would like to talk about?
Not particularly. I would say that I know some of the entropy players have said they were on a tear. They have been winning a couple games recently, and they moved, obviously ahead of Tundra in the Elements division. Bulldogs and Dolphins was very interesting in Predator division. Both are
Okay.
7-win teams. Dolphins have really kicked it into high gear at the end of the season, and they are looking to take that second sort of playoff wild card slot. Looking at like second in the division at least. The
Yeah.
Dolphins are really trying to pull ahead of the Bulldogs, who have started. They wavered and they started to pull back. So that'll be a very interesting race to watch as well. And furthermore, it means for the Tigers, unfortunately, tonight this win, even if they win, won't really help them much. They're just too far behind in the division. But
And that it actually looks like both the Bulldogs and Dolphins could make the playoffs over the Geese or the Osprey or the Owls or any of
exactly.
those wild teams. Like, so it is possible that both those teams make the playoffs, and I feel like that would be like an interesting turn of events if both those teams make the playoffs, and then somehow like one of them has to go against you guys. So like you're going to be basically playing them 3 times in the season.
Yeah, it's a tight
Uh,
race for sure, and both teams are hoping one of the other drops really hard. Obviously, so are other divisions. But for our game tonight, so that's just another reason why the Geese need to win this game. They
yeah,
need to maintain wins. They've dropped some wins that they had to win earlier in the season, unfortunately, and they do not have an easy schedule ahead. They have a mid-tier schedule. Three very good teams that they play. We're one of them. Heat's one of them. And I believe the Knights. It's either the Knights or the Trojans. Either way, three top-ranked teams,
yeah.
and then three of the lesser teams. So they need to pick up what should be a guaranteed win for them tonight.
Okay, so going off of what you said earlier about the entropy, right? I actually recently played a tournament with Grand Bronze and Oibu, and Grand Bronze was talking a little bit about how like his team started off like 1-6, and now how they're on a 5 game win streak. What do you think has sort of caused that 5 game win streak?
Well, obviously a team can play together really poorly in the beginning of the season, and then they kind of learn to understand how each other plays and kind of play a little more together, get used to each other and vibe better. And that certainly has happened to some teams throughout the season. It started rough and got better. Now Entropy, has got a favorable forfeit in that 5 game win streak,
Oh,
so
they
there
did.
is that.
Okay. Yep.
But it was against the Tigers, so I would give them that game anyways. But they come out and they beat the Knights. They beat really good teams, but they only beat one good team. So I think yes, they're on a good run. They're showing that they are one of the best of the middling tier teams, but you only have one truly significant victory against the Knights, which we were talking about earlier. That was the game
Yeah.
they dropped. So I think they are certainly in the race to take the wild card slot, but I do not see them taking their division
Okay.
from,
Okay.
I believe, the Heat. Like I just don't see that happening unless the Heat falls apart and Chubik begins to meme. I don't see that happening.
Well, we all know Chubik loves the meme. But going on to the Heat, actually, like, what have they done well this season?
Well, I mean, simple answer is they've won games, but the expanded answer is they know how to play their roster every week. They know who works together, they know how they work together, and they know how to get those wins. I think one of the things you've seen from most of the teams that are better ranked this season is they found their star roster and they rolled with it throughout the whole season, and they did not swap between players and it kind of sounds harsh to say, but care about players' feelings and bench somebody. That was something I think the better teams have done this season is you benched the player that necessarily does not fit with your roster. It doesn't say they're not a good player. It just means that you vibe with one roster or the other. So Heat have learned to do that this season. They know who their stars are. They know how to play them. And I think just quality of shot. I haven't necessarily followed the Heat's games as stringent because they've been winning them. It's obviously it's going to slant their stats and things like that. But I think they know how to play together and they're a very good defensive unit. They really don't let in a lot of goals. I think that's why they have the greatest goal differential in AAA right now.
Okay, see, I didn't know they had the greatest goal differential. I was actually looking at some of these stats. Like all four of them, all four of the Heat players have over a save per game. And I mean, I'm not going to look at like the whole stats because that would take way too long. But like, if you look at it, like, there's a lot of teams that have like 10 games played, 12, 11 games played, stuff like that. Like, of the players on some of these higher end teams. Do teams tend to bench players if they are slumping, or like, do they pull players off the bench if they're like peaking? Like, do they sub in players or sub out players who aren't playing well?
Well, so I think that depends on the team, right? I mean, there's obviously the team dynamics of captain, or you're friends with the GM, or you've been on the team a long time, or you just don't think you're slumping, and maybe you're just you feel like every game you've lost is not your fault or whatever. So there's different team dynamics that go into that. I would say generally yes, teams will bench players that are slumping, particularly because those players themselves will go, man, I just don't really know if I want to play. I'm not playing well. It looks bad, etc.
Okay.
Especially at this rank, you do get some of the ego comes into it, and players will go, man, dude, it's just not worth my time if I'm going to lose, and then you have to confront that as a team. But so I think yes, players will bench each other if they're slumping, but I think a lot of the time it has to do with availability, especially what I've noticed this season, or simply a team vibe, right? You like to play with two other guys. You guys just really understand each other, and you get to go in, and you'll win games, or at least even if you lose, you'll have fun, right? And that's really what we're here for, is to have fun. So I think a lot of these, yes, there's certain bits to that. Like, yeah, you're playing bad, I'm going to bench you. But I haven't really noticed. It really depends on the level of activity of your captain, really, because is he going to come in and order your team around and try to put you to win, or is he just here to play with you guys and have fun, right? Different team
Right.
dynamics. So I can't comment on any individual player like that because I
Okay.
don't.
So yeah, that was just something more I was interested in, like, because I was wondering about that the other day, because I've seen some players talk about, oh, I'm like slumping really hard right now. I'm not playing well, and I was just curious to see if, like, at this level, if players will get benched out or subbed in if they're playing poorly or really well. Uh, so I don't know if the casters are ready, right? If the game's up. Um, okay, so it looks like this game is getting up and running very shortly. There's one more question I have for you. How do you think that with the current system of this, or not the current game that's about to be played, how do you think it's gonna play out?
Right. So if Bonds plays, I think it's an overwhelming victory for the Geese. I think as
Okay.
it stands, the Geese have a very good shot taking this series, 3-1, 3-0. Tigers obviously have not, with 5 forfeits, it makes you wonder their level of commitment. Do they even care coming into this game? Now, it is a streamed game. That always messes with teams. I definitely give the edge to the Geese. However, if the Tigers roster that beat the Osprey show up tonight, I think you would beat the Geese, right? You would beat the team that's
Yeah.
below the Osprey. So I think who shows up for Tigers, because if as I've said before, Plasma never played. So if he plays tonight, that may throw you off because you've never played with him. Who knows, right?
Or
So
or maybe like something like maybe the Geese have done a little bit of scrims against the Tigers, right? And Plasma's never been there. So maybe like you're like, oh, this is how they're gonna play, and then they pull in Plasma, and it's a completely different play style. So I feel like if Plasma plays, which is actually I feel like what you're gonna say is it could either go very well or very poorly for the Tigers.
yeah, it could, but again, so teams, I really have not noticed teams in this rank scrim each other, and I do not believe these teams have played each other either. So it'll be the first time
Okay.
they've ever seen each other. So that really won't be
Okay.
an influencing factor. But yeah, I think if Plasma plays, he's going to be the big question mark. Does he carry his team? Does the team solidify around him or not? I don't really see him playing tonight. Now I don't know the rosters for tonight, but I don't see him playing, having already played. So I definitely am going to give the edge to the Geese in this one. That said, I think this is a super toss-up. Believe it or not, even with the win-loss records, I still think this would be a toss-up, depending on what team from the Tigers we see tonight. Now, from the Geese perspective, you have to win this, so they need to come out all cylinders firing from the beginning, and that's why I'm going to give them the edge. But really, it'll depend on the Tigers tonight.
So I think that if the Geese come out with their best roster that they've been practicing with, that they're comfortable with, and I believe that they should be able to take this 3-1 or 3-2. But I really don't know, as I don't know this league very well. I don't know how players play. I don't know anything like that. So I think it all really depends on the Tigers if they can come out and solidify themselves as a contender. Maybe not for playoffs, but maybe they can show that they can contend with some of these other teams. Um, I don't know if they're ready.
what I would say for the.
Yes, please.
Yep, all right.
Okay, so I think right now we're going to be bringing in Mike and Itachi. How are you guys today?
We're doing good. How about you, Magic Mike? How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and it's great to hear that the Tigers will be showing up as they just joined the lobby. It's going to be an exciting matchup here, as both these teams are pretty close in the rankings overall, and could be very competitive going in this series.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a few close games. Hopefully the Geese take this with swift 3-0 or 3-1, like we heard them say. They're a lot stronger team. They have a lot stronger players as well. So unless the Tigers are really gelling, like we also heard, so it's gonna be interesting how both of these teams open this series up.
Yeah, and I know that the Geese have really been popping off when they have that full roster showing up, which they've kind of had issues with going in through this entire season. The same thing with the Tigers as well. They haven't really got that full roster till, a little bit before the trade deadline is when they actually locked it down. So that's why they've kind of been on a tear recently with their new lineup of the Lantern G, I Trash. I don't remember Biscuit being on that roster, so he could be a call-up, but should be pretty interesting here.
Yeah, and so far, after the kickoff, Geese were getting, as we see here, now again, getting onto the Tigers' half. Bunce is going to take it up the wall here. He's going to be looking for something. He's not going to be able to find what he wants, though. That's going to take a good 50. Bunce is going to get a demo, which is going to allow an extended time, but a good clear from Lantern G and respect by Cyan, not knowing what's going to happen next. A big 50 by SDOT keeps the pressure here. Bunce is going to control it. Takes the one-on-one.
And the Geese coming out hot here early on, getting that 50. Great placement by Bunce, able to turn his car just 90 degrees correctly and win that 50 right over that remaining Tigers defender. The Geese are looking real nice so far, and it seems like the Tigers are going to have to pick up this pace here and create a little bit more pressure, as it seems like the Geese are kind of in control right now.
Yeah, the Geese are definitely the ones who have come out stronger in this first game, as we see the Tigers try to, and yep, right back down into this Tigers half. We're going to see probably a little bit of pinball action, unless... Oh, big. Cyan. That was close.
Oh.
That was dangerous for the Geese. It's not over yet either. Trash.
The Geese are able to get out of that tricky situation there. They were all kind of flailing there on the goal line and somehow came out on top. But there's still some more shots coming in from the Tigers as Biscuit. Oh, what a save. Oh,
Is this an own goal?
Barely. Technically, it's an own goal. He had to save it either way. He just couldn't get enough of it to get it out of that net. Good placement from Biscuit, though, knowing that there's no real defender able to get that backboard or goal line read on that ball and kind of clear it out of the net. They have to play it almost into the net and hope for it to bounce off of the post or the crossbar and go out.
Yeah, and I was actually completely wrong. I thought we were going to see a bit of pinball action until the Tigers were able to score there, but it looks like Biscuit, the call-up for this team, is really going to be gelling well with them as he tries to get it clear, but he stopped just before midfield by SDOT. Lantern's going to clear the ball. Trash is following up. Dunk by Cyan. It's going to allow the Geese to move up on the offense, and we're kind of right back where we left off at kickoff, as we'll see a try. Oh, big demo. SDOT's going to have free time here. Solo play, and easy cleared by the awaiting Tigers backboard defense. Trash is taking this up. It has a solo play, is going to allow time, but it's going to just be caught by the Geese. And Tigers are struggling to get out of their half. Oh,
yeah,
that was a big chance.
The Geese are really running over the Tigers right now, and all they really need to do is make sure they get this ball into midfield or into or directly onto net rather than going into the corners and going off backboard. Once they're able to get those shots a little bit locked down, it looks like they could run away with this game.
Yeah, and the last score by the Tigers actually came off by a lot of boost starving and just constant challenges, as we see another 50 for this midfield. So both teams kind of maybe feeling each other out, seeing what works for them. Tigers, it looks like for them to win, big clear by SDOT, they're going to need a lot of boost starving and bumps, because it looks like the Geese are a lot more defensively inclined, and their offense is really hard to get by for this Tigers defense.
Yeah, the Geese are a much faster team. If you're able to boost starve them, they're going to have almost no shot to really keep up with you. If the Tigers are able to, control the entire map with all these boost steals in their zone, or even able to get their own boost, rather, where the Geese have seemed like they've been picking up these boost off rotation out. So it's pretty tough right now to be able to pick up the speed when they're getting outplayed there with the boost.
Yeah, and that just comes from this absolute onslaught of offense as SDOT. Yeah, right there. Like I was saying, this onslaught by the Geese, there's nothing that the Tigers can do. They were in their half just taking their boost, living rent-free, and SDOT just takes a free shot.
Yeah, and exactly. When you have these offensive rotation just so locked down and solid like the Geese have it right now, where they're able to pick up these corner boosts and get out with no real chance at an offensive break for the Tigers, they really have full control of the game, and it's really going to seem like the Tigers are going to have to make some big clears and really find some openings, which, the Geese really aren't giving them right now.
Yeah, it seems like while in transition, the Geese... maybe, unless... Oh, crossbar? Fourth man? Ooh. It was a big chance that the Tigers are going to win back, because they in this game, they haven't been getting many. So they've converted for a few of their shots. They have sitting on seven shots right now, compared to 3 saves by the Geese. So accuracy looks like a issue with this Tiger team as well. So hopefully they can get that cleaned up later on in this game, as well as they look to try to tie this game back up. And they got to get off their half, though.
And exactly. And with so few chances offensively, they really need to lock down that shooting percentage, which it seems to be struggling right now.
This is it?
Ooh,
yeah.
There we go.
Right there. Yeah, this was really awkward for the Geese, but a really good play by the Tigers. Once doesn't take a great touch. Lantern... Dude, I don't know how you're getting that angle, but SDOT was just caught off guard by that.
Yeah, I think it was just an unfortunate backflip there as well for SDOT. He was on goal line just off of it. I think he would have had a play off of it, but unfortunately he had that backflip there. But Cyan going for a double touch off backboard, leaves it so close there. Could have clipped it on the Tigers, as it looks like we're going to go to overtime. Oh, no, maybe not.
Nope. Oh, bar down.
Crossbar.
Wow. The fourth man today? Stepping up big.
MVP is going to the fourth man right now, the crossbar.
After that kickoff, we'll see the ball starting out in this Geese half, and Cyan just fakes the challenge. He'll have a one-on-one here for a moment. Elects for the pass, bunts. We've seen him in ones. He's beaten by Lantern. Will the Tigers be able to break out of their half? It's looking like it. Oh, big demo is going to allow... Oh my gosh, everybody on the Tigers team is getting destroyed. It's a big clear, though. Got to be followed up by Trash. Good touch, a good 50 by Cyan. It's going to allow a little bit more offense, but a big demo is actually going to give a lot of time to the Tigers. Holy. So what do you think that the Tigers have to do in this overtime to win?
They really can't allow the Geese to just have full control in their defensive zone. They have to get these long clears out, and they got to get it quick. Once they're stuck in their zone for 10, 20 seconds at a time, it really becomes a struggle to get their boost and to get it out of their zone, as they're kind of going to get lost defensively to be able to find any sort of clears. Yeah,
it seems that the Tigers' defense is just genuinely outpaced by the offense of the Geese. SDOT is pre-jumping that. That's what I love to see. This is big for the Tigers. Yep. Oh, it was right on him. That's just unfortunate. It's this accuracy from the Tigers. If he would have placed that anywhere that was just difficult to save, it might have turned out to be a goal there. So the Tigers gotta start to turn this around, as we see a big 50 by Lantern, another big 50 by Biscuit, but nobody's there to follow up. So the Geese should be able to clear this out of their half. Yeah, and we'll make our way into the Tigers' half. Hopefully see some Geese offense. Actually, we're going to get a big clear by Trash. He can follow this up, too. This is dangerous. One more. Could be game. Nope. Big 50 by Cyan here. Even bigger save by Bunce. So What do you think the Geese need to do after 2 minutes? They've been probably I think it's the longest that they've been without a goal so far in this game. What do you think they have to do to win this overtime?
I think the biggest issue right now is just the amount of shots they're getting on target or on net. They're really just starting to play the ball into the corners or playing it off back wall when they have opportunities to shoot the ball on net, maybe pick up a rebound or a misplay from the defensive end. So they really just gotta lock down and play a little bit more smart there offensively and where they're placing their shots.
Yeah.
Commit there from the Geese as well.
Yeah, as we see a shot by SpadL there. So 3 minutes of, oh, this is big. Oh, that's a big demo, actually. It's a really good clear by Lantern there, but because of the demo, he has time. There's another one. Big save there. Iron's going to go up, but he's getting beat by Trash off the backboard. Biscuit's there, but a big 50 by SpadL. Rotations by this Geese defense just look like, at moments it looks scary, but it seems like the Geese always have somebody there for the challenge or the 50 or the save. So do you think the Tigers should maybe look to try to bump and demo a little bit?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Right now, they don't have control offensively, in my opinion, to go for these bumps and demos. Where if they start going for these bumps and demos and pushing that first man too far deep into the zone, off rotation, it's going to give or open up the Geese to get a goal just like that. Top righties by Cyan. That is gonna be it for game 1.
Ooh, that team bump, painful.
Yeah, miscommunication there out of the Tigers' defensive end, and Cyan picks that one up smartly. Decides to not rotate out, stick with the play, as there was a miscue there. It seemed like Biscuit, even if the defender didn't bump into Biscuit, Biscuit was also gonna be playing it directly in front of the net, which is kind of risky for him to do. So. Cyan being smart there, sticking with that play offensively and getting that goal to secure game 1 as the Geese go up top here against the Tigers.
Yeah, not sure how that happened. Maybe it was a little bit of a communication issue. So hopefully they can get that cleaned up as well in the next game. But after that overtime, I don't think the Geese are happy with this win. So I think if the Tigers are going to have a chance to win, if they take this next game and really apply the pressure in this series, because after a mistake like that, after about almost a 4-minute overtime, to lose off that, it's painful.
Exactly, and the Geese, they came out hot too. I think they had 2 back-to-back goals, and then with the Tigers comeback, or at least they had the lead twice early on in the game, and they kind of threw that in the midway mark and really made this game a lot closer than it needed to be. And I really think that if they just kept up this pressure and kept up the shots on net and the shots on target, they really could have ran away with it earlier on in the game and maybe had it 5-3 outline by the end of the game.
Yeah, as we see the kickoff getting loaded in here, what is something you want to see the Tigers really change this game? It looked like they had good offensive chances when they found themselves in the half. What do you think they need to change offensive and defensively to maybe make this series closer?
So offensively, it just has to be, creating these offensive opportunities and making sure these rotations are on point because, they get 1 chance, 2 chances at a time, and then all of a sudden it's the Geese back in their zone. Defensively, they've kind of just been boost starved the entire time. It's been a real struggle for them to get any sort of long clears out of the zone or create any offensive opportunities of their own. They're really waiting on, the Geese to slip up and to make a misplay and just give them the ball so they're able to get a clear.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Is we actually see a Tiger demo, which is something that we talked about last game that we didn't think we were gonna see. So maybe I just don't think the demos will work for them this game, especially since the demo occurred and they still didn't get out of their half. So they actually just got 2v3'd on offense, and it seems the Geese are really comfortable. There was a pass out mid, but no shooter was there.
Yeah, if I remember properly, a couple times last game, they had the demo, and it was an offensive opportunity on the other end of the field. It didn't turn out well for their own team. It kind of, turned out well for the Geese instead.
Yeah, and it seems like with this Tigers team, it just there's a big demo by Bunce. S-Dot's there,
Nice
shot
shot.
right into the net. Yeah, holy placement, like we talked about earlier. Look at this play, big demo by Bunce there. No one's there for the 50. Just put it right above Lantern, who doesn't have any boost to save that.
Yeah, that's just way too tough. He coming in from a left-hand shot, going on the right-hand side of the net. You know, both these defensive players are both pre-jumping that left-hand side of the net too. It's pretty hard for them to adjust all the way to the opposite side of the net, where S-Dot was able to place it properly. Oh, almost a good shot there by Bunce as well.
Yeah, this Geese offense. They might have. Oh, he got back to that. It's big. Tigers had a chance there. It seems Tigers aren't really converting on offense. I'm not sure if Trash. Change your name, Trash. You are not Trash. That was insane. If you would have scored that. So Bunce is going to get the clear here, and we're going to see the ball kind of go back and forth for a minute. What do you think is really going to be the outcome of this game? Early prediction as we see a shot. No, they clear. Good job.
You know, if the Geese can lock things down with these shots and get them on target, just like S-Dot was able to do early on to get that first goal, it's going to be a runaway for the Geese. It really seems that the Tigers they're only creating the offensive pressure off of mistakes from the Geese right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But it's difficult for them. Maybe with this sub in, but he's actually the one who's been generating a lot of their offense. He's the one who's been around to capitalize on this, on the Geese's mistakes. So is S-Dot's going to be bringing it. Oh, this has got to be a goal. Oh, that's such a big save. Big challenge. Come through. Trash is going to be there. He's going to apply offensive pressure. Big touch. Oh my God, Trash. Lantern will be there. No, S-Dot will actually win that 50. And now we'll see the Geese on offense. And there's another goal.
And S-Dot's really carrying this team right now. Look at this play from him. He just barely gets it past that first defender, and then he pinches it in the perfect position for Cyan to be set up directly in midfield for an easy goal there. You know, S-Dot is really taking control of his team and leading his team. He's had so many mechanical plays and have, taken control of this ball off of, a lot of plays that really didn't seem like he had really any shot of doing anything.
Yeah, S-Dot seems very comfortable. He seems very comfortable in the Tigers' half. Once is up past the Cyan on goal. Ooh, dangerous. There's that fourth man. Crossbar. Cyan will dump this back down into the Geese's half. No one there to follow up from the Tigers, which felt like their opportunity to get a goal as Trash tries, but Bunce will have the clear. Has another touch. S-Dot will clear it out to Cyan, who's laying in wait. Is going to be a little bit off. Big demo as both are traded, so 2v2 momentarily here. S-Dot will get beat by Trash, and we'll make our way into the Geese half. Lantern's going to keep us here a little bit longer. Bunce is going to try to control this out. Yeah, Bunce with a big 50. Trash is going to dump this back in, though. This gig doesn't have any boost to follow that up with. Lantern's going to get a big 50, but Cyan was right there, so, it just seems like if the Tigers don't score here, it's GG, and then they're looking at Bunce. Oh my God, Trash!
Yeah, it really seems like this is a locked game now for the Geese with only 10 seconds left and a 2-0 lead. Good save there by Trash, but S-Dot there to pick it up yet again, being in that correct position as always, as he's able to get that rebound goal off the Trash's save. And that's going to be 3-0 win here for the Geese. Looking very strong. Definitely able to get more shots on target. Coming out with 13 shots on net to the Tigers 3.
Sheesh. Yeah, you're not going to win the game when you only have 3 shots compared to 13. You just have so much pressure. You have no time. You're basically living. They're living in your half rent-free at that point. So Tigers, they got to change something up in this next game, or they're going to get swept.
Exactly. And I think the biggest thing right now is just making sure they have enough boost to do anything and making sure they're picking up the pennies, as it really seems that the Geese are having full control of the boost pads and and have been able to run over the team offensively when they're in the defensive end. So, you know, if they're able to keep this up in this next game, it's really looking like it could be a clean sweep right now for the Geese.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of big solo plays by the Geese, and it's not really like the Tigers aren't trying to take that space away from them. It's just there's nothing they can do. When you're getting out 50'd by SDOT, when Cyan's somehow always there to bother you on offense and take a shot, and then you have to deal with Bunce, who's just attempting crazy redirects at your net. It seems like the Tigers are practically overwhelmed in this game. So hopefully they bounce back here, maybe get one, try to regain a little bit. But if they don't change anything, it's going to be curtains closed for them for this season.
Exactly. And, you know, to make things even worse, you know, the Geese, even with these solo plays, they have that man to be there for the rebounds as well in case anything were to go bad. There's always that backup play. They're not really just sending a man in and hoping for the best right now.
Yeah, it seems the Geese are very comfortable as a team. They have a lot of chemistry. They have a lot of trust in each other. As we're going to see Lantern. Oh, no, Biscuit's there. Oh, big touch right here by Trash. Yeah. Clear by SDOT, though, and Lantern's going to keep it in this half. We'll see it off the backboard. Oh, Biscuit's going to lie in wait, but a huge save by Bunce. Yeah, accuracy is something that has plagued this Tigers team. Trash is going to put it back in. Lantern's going to send one, but it's going to be off the post. One to beat. Big 50 by Trash. Saves his team a goal there. Really good by them, yeah. Tigers, they're going to want that chance back because Biscuit had the chance, and he missed the shot. Bunce is going to tactically whiff that shot. SDOT's going to throw it off the sidewall, but Lantern should be able to find this clear out. And it seems like the Tigers are playing a little bit faster, but they're still lacking that finishing touch. They had it in the first game, but it seems like they lost it. SDOT? Yeah, big clear by Lantern, yeah.
Exactly, though. But, you know, the Tigers, they're playing a lot faster. They're getting these rotations back in, but it really is getting these shots on target right now for them. You know, their last offensive play, they had 5 shots total, but only 2 of them were really on target. The rest were off backboard or off the post.
Yeah, so Tigers, a couple of things they need to adjust as they're getting the ball pushed in the half, but a big clear by Trash. It seems like you want to send Biscuit and Trash up on offense because it seems like these guys know where each other's at. Lantern should be able to handle this pretty well. But Bunce will find this on the wall, and now we're, back in the Tigers half. But, it's scoreless, so they're doing a lot better compared to last game. Bunce should have weird touch there, and the ball will be passed inside, but no Tiger player there to get the finishing touch, and Lantern will take that 50. Oh, big miss by Bunce there, but SDOT actually beats 2 players with that, but Biscuit has a big clear out. Lantern will lie in wake. Bunce off the backboard, but Biscuit's there. Oh, there it is again. Sorry, though. You still have a chance here. Still in their half. Oh, big 50. Oh, that's a huge
good
flip.
Chance right here is Tubin back, but they're coming off rotation. It's a play off the back wall. Oh, what a save by Biscuit. And right now, it kind of seems like the Geese are playing a little bit too passively. They're allowing some more space right now for the Tigers to play with.
Yeah, it seems like maybe they've taken their foot off the gas a little bit. But it also seems like the Tigers have sped up just a little bit. Lantern's going to dribble this. I thought it will be there to challenge. Ball will be in midfield, lying in wait for Cyan. Trash should have a touch here, but he actually puts this for Bunce. Oh, Bunce isn't there quick enough. Cyan's going to touch this up. He's going to have a little bit of a solo play. Lantern should have this 50, but it's going to go out in front of their net. Biscuit's going to take a great touch, which saves another goal. Bunce will put this right back into the Tigers' half, and it's just kind of been this. A missed chance by Tigers. Geese throw it back down. Tigers kind of deal with it. And then we go right back down into the Geese half. So both teams kind of struggling to find this finishing touch in this game.
Yeah, and it's not like either team really has been out of opportunities. Both teams have, 15, 25 seconds each time in the offensive end, and they really just can't do anything. They're not getting the shots on net. They're not getting the rebounds, and, they're not capitalizing on these opportunities.
Yeah, and it also seems like both teams are not willing to give up a goal. Oh, big touch there. Biscuit's lying in wait.
Oh, he's there.
Oh. That was big. It's a big chance for the Tigers there, and they got to deal with, yep, double commit. So this is where the Tigers are starting to feel awkward, as they know they've had missed opportunities. Now they're starting to get beat and use all their boost a lot. What do you think the Tigers need to do to win this game? This is a close one, so this could be a big momentum swinger for them.
Right now, it's just the accuracy. They have 6 shots on net right now, but they've only hit the net accurately 2-3 times so far. It's been almost all off post or off backboard. And they really have to just, shoot it on net, get some pressure on the defensive end, hope for a mistake from the Geese.
And I can't foresee that happening, but you never know as we move into golden goal time surely here. Trash is going to actually boom this up, and Lantern's there. Lantern sends it off the backboard. Sign's going to have that touch, but the danger isn't gone yet. Lantern can send this back, and okay, teams choose OT. This is going to be a doozy. We can see it.
See if the Geese are able to lock things up. Cyan looked like he had an open net opportunity there, but goes for the air dribble. It's a little bit unfortunate. Kind of rushed that one where he had a little bit more time to really make a decision there.
Yeah, and it just seems like maybe if he took the shot, he felt like probably throw away possession as Lantern's going to move in, take a great 50, but no Tigers there. Lantern's here again, though. He has a teammate pushing up. Trash is there, but he gets 50'd by Cyan. And now Bunce is going to push it into the Tigers half. Lantern's going to clear it, though. That's a big clear, something that the Tigers need. Yeah, I don't think he can really follow it up, though. Bunce controls this out. Trash is going to be there, though, and is Biscuit going to be able to get this shot off? No, Cyan is going to be there. The Geese double committed, but they still have ball control. Now the ball's in the Tigers half. Bunce is going to be here. He has 2 teammates in support. Beats 1. Big clear by Lantern. Cyan's going to be up for this. Not the best touch. Centers it right for Lantern. That's going to be GG that time.
Yeah, too many double commits coming out from the Geese and leads to an unfortunate play down there from Cyan. And Lantern set up directly for an open net, secure this game. And, let's see if the Tigers are able to get some momentum going into these later games, as, it's a 2-1 series lead right now for the Geese. And it seemed like the Tigers, they definitely had that speed, difference there, or advantage against the Geese this game, where they kind of lacked earlier on in the series.
Yeah, but also the Geese made a lot of defensive mistakes. There were constant double commits, and even when the game went into overtime, they still did it. So maybe the Geese have something that they hopefully just worked out in the last game. Maybe they were like, all right, well, just throw that game away. It happens. Close this out right here, and let's leave with a 3-1 win. But the Tigers are getting going now, so this could be dangerous for the Geese. We'll see kickoff here in a moment. What do you think the Geese are going to do this game? Do you think they'll bounce back, or do you think the Tigers are going to be able to continue to take this momentum?
Well, I think this is just going to be a wake-up call, losing that last game. They had the rotations. They looked perfect, but they just didn't create any opportunities. Almost all of them were really kind of weak touches or weak shots. So they really need to just settle back into their play style where they're able to play smartly. They're not able to double commit as much as last game really ended off 2 back-to-back double commits, one on the defensive end and one on the offensive end, which led to an open net goal for Lantern. This is a good shot on net, but a double commit save again from the Geese.
Yeah, big backboard touch by there, but Cyan's going to be here for this, and now the Geese. Oh, big pass. Bunce will be there. He decides to take it off the backboard. One more time off the backboard, and now SDOT will have a try, but he's 50'd by Trash. Biscuit will be there, but he doesn't really get the touch that he wanted. Cyan has a double touch. Oh, my. Lantern's going to find this touch out, though, and he'll get 50'd by SDOT. Bisc and Trash are up for that, so the Geese have a chance here, but then the Geese double commit. Oh, my. Trash will be there, and that's a goal.
Yeah, these double commits are coming in a little bit too much or too often for the Geese right now. Double commit there, and then another double commit on this ball. No one really, holding down that goal line. They're both kind of panicking there defensively and really have to challenge that as quick as possible, where really only one of them needed to do so. But that's going to be... All right, then. That's going to be a goal directly off kickoff from SDOT.
He hit Mach 3 on that kickoff. Oh, my God.
So... All right, then. Tie the game yet again.
All right, so we're back where we started. guys have 4 minutes to complete this game, and yeah, another kickoff going the way of the Geese. Final challenge, but to no avail. Trash will find a good touch. Bumps S-Dot, doesn't allow him to get another have at it. Bunce will put it off the backboard, but Biscuit will be there. He'll have one towards net, dealt with by Cyan. S-Dot will have a little bit of control there, but he's 50. Trash will be up in the air for this already. Biscuit's there. Bunce beats him, though. Lantern's on the backboard. He needs to have this for a team. He does. Good clear. Cyan's here. Ooh, good 50 by Biscuit. Lantern has a touch. Good 50 by S-Dot. Saves his team a goal. Bunce finds a good touch. It's a one-on-one here. We've seen what he can do. Trash just 50'd him. It's okay. S-Dot.
Oh, he found him. The pass from Cyan to S-Dot at midfield, and S-Dot goes, is that bar down? Oh, just barely. Just barely misses the bar down shot, but good placement there, placing over the one defender and just out of reach of the backboard defender. And the Geese are looking to lock up this game 4.
Yeah, the Geese found that kickoff goal, and it looks like they've woken up. S-Dot's there again. Biscuit should find a touch out. Cyan's just going to dump this right back in. S-Dot's lying in wake. He has 2 teammates there to support him. Tactically whiffs. Lantern's going to find a clear off that. Bunce will have this ball, though. Lantern finds another good challenge. Fakes out Cyan. Trash will be lying in wake, but that's over his head. I'll have a touch there, but S-Dot's there again. Oh, that was close for my self-esteem as well as Biscuits. Lantern's going to find a touch out of here. S-Dot's going to turn on this and send it right back into the Tigers. So Tigers struggling to kind of find each other on these clears so that they can move in. They're moving down the field. Lantern takes a great touch. Biscuit, please. Oh, it's okay. Cyan on a one-on-one. Oh, great touch. Lantern's there, though.
Another opportunity here from the Tigers, but cut off by the Geese. Oh, it's going back and
Biscuit
forth right
trash.
now. Opportunities coming out of everywhere.
Yeah, this is speedy pace. Now it seems like when the Tigers are finding each other, they're very hard to deal with. So maybe they can find that rhythm again. Yeah, trash out the Biscuit. Biscuit's just a little too far. Oh, mistouch. Trash is here though. You're fine. Sign with a good 50. After what we've seen, oh, Trash, bro. I was gonna say something, but you can't excite me like that. That's time to find it clear. Bunce is there. Big 50 by Biscuit. Throw back in. Cyan's there. Danger, danger, danger. I just need it clear.
Seems like the Geese are finally starting to settle down there after a solid minute and a half of straight panic defensively. Now Cyan with the goal from the pass off of S-Dot in the corner.
Yeah, and it just came off a great 50 by S-Dot, like you said, and I don't know how you read that. I don't know how he reads that.
Absolute faith in S-Dot there to play it towards the center of the field.
From what I've seen and from what you've seen, wouldn't you have complete faith in S-Dot at this point?
At this point, yes, I would be playing every offensive chance off of S-Dot. I would just trust him completely to chase after the ball and find any opportunity to secure anything for the Geese.
I would too. His Trash will find a chance onto the backboard, but Bunce will be there. Trash will have it again. He sends it up. Lantern tries, but he's 50'd by Cyan. Biscuit will be there to keep the pressure on, but Bunce will be there for the clear. Little boost. So, oh, he finds a big demo, a big demo, and Cyan.
All right, he somehow is able to sneak that one in near side, and that looks like it's going to secure this game for victory for the Geese, unless the Tigers can get 3 straight back-to-back kickoff goals. But it seems like the Geese are just too much right now when they're able to finally settle down a bit off of last game, and then the panic here for that minute and a half during this game.
Yeah, it seems like the Tigers they just lack the finishing quality and that gel. There's a lot more chemistry on this Geese team, as we see, as everybody on the field just has complete faith in each other. They're very smart with their positioning about where they. Oh my God! If he hit that, Trash, please. One for the road. Ah,
No, it's gonna be it. And the Geese are gonna take this game 4 and secure the series. And you know, I'm gonna have to give my MVP of the series to SDOT. SDOT was just unbelievable offensively and created almost every opportunity for the Geese this game. And you know, Cyan was always there to get that pickup and play that solid third man role here for the Geese. And then you know, Bunsen was very solid as well, where he's able to find his groove there. You know, early on in the series. But you know, the Geese just way too much to handle for the Tigers. Their offensive rotations, as well as their defensive rotations, for that matter, were just way too quick and way too speedy for the Tigers to be able to handle anything, and it kind of became a run over for the Geese.
yeah. And that's kind of what we were expecting, especially after the desk segment. We heard them talk about the actual speed of the Geese and how the Tigers beat one good team, but it seems like the Tigers just have a lot of things that they need to work on together, not just separately. You know, they're good players separately, but together it seems they play a bit awkward. There were some double commits that they could work on. There was just things going on. But, you know, we see solid play from the Geese as, you know, they're looking to lock in a playoff slot. So hopefully we can see them. Yeah, that's kind of all I have for the Geese versus Tigers.
Yeah.
My boy